So let's go to Lithuania. Dainius.
Okay.
Try to be in 10 minutes.
Okay, 5.
Even better.
I don't believe it.
Okay. Okay, this is not a fan.
I found 2 only, so.
Yeah, okay, the newest is a little bit better. Okay.
Press key F5.
That's my son, by the way, if you're
Yeah,
wondering who the hell he is. Just don't mind him. What's wrong?
No, it's everything fine now.
One minute already gone.
I have 4.
Get that too? Because that's yours.
Okay, okay. Okay, I will be very short. My presentation was based on 2 things. One of them is challenges and, let's say, okay, problems, but second one is solutions, which are, for me, most important part, because many questions today was related to future of journalism, where the journalism ends, and then the question is what we'll do in the future. And I will show some good examples, and most of them are going to experience of our members of our union, actually. I'm very proud to share our experience. And I will start in the beginning with new trend, which are quite new in the Lithuanian media market. It's about journalism, actually. And most strange thing, it's about investigative journalism. Why I'm saying strange thing? Because 5 years ago, as a new trend, okay, old-fashioned, but new trend, started colleagues from private media, news portal 15 Minutes, with very good examples of cases which was investigated. And last year, only last year, public broadcaster also started initiative of investigative journalism with big team. We invited many colleagues from private media, also a few of them coming from inside the company, and they established a new division of investigative journalism in public broadcaster, working for all the platforms, online media, radio and TV, all this kind of tricks and things. And why it's so good? Because for many years, journalism was mostly about free flow of information, not about really going in deep. And public broadcast as a new trend also, they supported a new initiative coming from private media, but also helping for journalists to be in deep in a journalism. I mean, working with real journalism. Second trend, which are a bad one, and it's related to influence to a media and agenda of media, especially the agenda of journalism. This is influence of governmental institutions, so-called, I don't know in English language, but in Russian they called goszakaz. It means money for propaganda coming from European Union and institutions in Lithuania, municipalities, money which are provided for media as some kind of support in generally, but officially the money which helps for media to provide some kind of positive issues about European Union or institutions in Lithuania in general. And public broadcaster investigated last year and this year also how much money was spent in Lithuanian small market. Why I'm talking about these numbers? Because in generally advertisement market in my country is very small. It's a little bit more than 100 million euros, 120. Public broadcaster they got from state about 43 million. But millions of euros are spent by public institutions to push media into agenda of media to provide some specific topics which are the big interest of institutions but not of society. It's public health, It's, I don't know, many things, social affairs, but we're thinking of officials. This is a very bad thing, and we are pushing politicians, guys, this is bad experience. Third one, good news for old-fashioned media. The biggest news portal based in Lithuania, established in Lithuania, and also owned by Estonian business people. It's Delfi. They was killing for many years publicly old-fashioned media, print and TV. And now they are so happy because last week they started TV on the air. They said, finally, we are really true television. I said, guys, welcome back. But the good news is also they started with initiative to provide not entertainment. They started with initiative to provide journalism, debates, investigation, social projects, and so on. It's almost as public television. Why they started with such kind of media? Because we have a very good example coming from also private initiative. It's Liberty TV, or Laisvės TV in Lithuanian language. In Russian it's TV Svoboda, which started on YouTube. And Mykolas Markauskas, director of this private company, now he moved to Delfi, but he developed private initiative of few journalists on YouTube with the results which coming from 2018. I don't know data of 2019 at the moment, but in 2018, platform which started with journalism on YouTube, they have now more than 100,000 of subscribers. They earn money on YouTube, also with Patreon platforms and so on. And in 2018, this group of journalists, they collected almost 800,000 euros. The biggest trend is that some small group of journalists, if they develop journalism products on YouTube or digital platforms, they can collect directly money for subscribers, for people. For regular people like me, my colleagues, friends, many people, in small country like Lithuania, collecting almost 1 million euros in a year. It's quite big money for a group of journalists. They started in YouTube with very small amount, about $10,000–12,000 in a month. But now it's quite interesting company. And guy who was director of this company now is invited by Delfi, and he created a new Delfi television with new projects also based on journalism. One more initiative coming from young journalists. I like very much people who define themselves as a young journalist. Usually it comes to the age of people. If you are under 40, usually you are young one. But in this case, you see these young people, actually most of them female, only one guy, in public broadcaster. They come from online platform of public broadcaster, radio and television. They started global initiative, working on also, I would say, normal journalism, but nowadays it's quite interesting. They are producing not only news or debates, but also most of these products are based on initiative to discuss solutions, finding solutions, on solutions. And they started this initiative only last year, end of last year, with very new programs. They are making still some mistakes sometimes, but they are preparing really hard to each debates, each discussions, investigation, not only providing information from different sides of conflict or some situation, but also providing solutions with people from communities, societies, universities, politicians involving in finding solutions. But the problem is still with different topics which are not discussed in media. The media and journalists especially has a lot of problems because minorities of groups in society, they still has no voices provided in public sphere. Journalists are usually dealing with big issues. We know much more about Mr. Putin or Trump in Lithuania than about Latvia and Estonia generally. On a daily basis, we provide a lot of information, also called politics talking about politics. But topics like this are not discussed. And we are doing some investigations in this case, researches, and it shows for us also that disability as a topic is not discussed. It's only one of our topics, but we can find many social groups which are not discussing journalism. And my last point is also about this topic, but not only. We have very specific groups of journalists who are creating like Nanook.lt platforms, online platforms. They're doing podcasts, multimedia projects, finding some money also from Patreon system, from subscribers, but also foundations. And they're doing very interesting projects with multimedia platforms and so on, providing for young generation. And they earn their money on these products. And the main challenge for sure, for a moment, is for our union to find solutions if people like this young journalist generation, they don't have access to information. The biggest challenge for nowadays, especially 2020, is new directive of protection of data, of private data in Lithuania. Many politicians and ruling party especially, they are pushing us not to get access to information of public persons, of private persons, so-called private persons, registers, state registers, also data systems and so on and so on. We as a journalists need to fight for access to information. And if you would like to know a little bit more about Union of Journalists of Lithuania, I can shortly say very few facts. We have 4 people in our staff. We have 600 members in our union. We have regional divisions, but also divisions which provide services for press photographers, sport journalists, and so on. We have one law company which provides services on contract basis for everyday consultations and so on. And we are so happy because we have very good cooperation with foreign countries and dealing with some projects in Central Asia, Caucasus, and in Turkey also. We had very good cooperation with Zaman Media. I visited a few times colleagues. After jail editor-in-chief, we provided some conferences in Lithuania also. Our Ministry of Foreign does get some complaints from Turkish embassy because we provide services for terrorists from Turkey, but still we are dealing with journalism. Yes, Yaginist. And we have 3 committees in union established last year. One of them, professional issues and education. Second one is monitoring and protection of human and journalist rights. And third one is for social cooperation. Thank you.